In this demonstration, we're going to be looking at PrinterLogic's print management solution called Printer Installer. But before we do, it's also important to know that PrinterLogic also offers a SaaS version of this solution called Printer Cloud, which we'll take a look at that at the end of this demonstration. With Printer Installer, there's three main components that make this product. There's the administration console, which we're looking at right here, a self-service printer installation portal for end users, and a client that's installed on each of the end user's workstations. The administration console is where your administrator is able to sign in and manage all of the printers from a single pane of glass. The self-service printer installation portal provides floor plan maps for the end users so they can easily self-install a printer on their own without needing to contact help desk. When an end user comes here, they just click the printer they need, hit install printer, and it's now on their workstation. No admin rights needed. The purpose of the client being installed is it's there to do the printer installation, the driver management for that printer, as well as capture print job metadata so that it can report back to your administration console so you can run various reports to see what's going on in your printing environment. To begin using Printer Installer, the first thing you need to do in this admin console is create a folder structure to hold your printers. Once you're happy with the folder structure that you've created, you can run a printer migration tool to automatically put all of the printers from your print server into those folders. That migration tool is located under Tools on the top right, Import Export, and it's called Import Microsoft Printers into Printer Installer as DirectIP printers. When you're using the migration tool, you can browse to your print server through the Active Directory structure, the Microsoft Windows Network, or you can target your print server by entering its IP address or hostname. Once your print server is listed, expand it, select the print queues you'd like to import, and on the right-hand side, choose which folder that printer should be imported into. When you click the green arrow in the middle, it'll automatically copy all of that printer's information into the solution. Once your printers are now in the solution, the next step is to install the client. The client supports Windows, Mac, and Linux, and we provide you with a PKG, DEB, and MSI file so you can silently deploy that client to each of your end users' workstations. Once the client's installed, it'll automatically convert the Windows shared printers or any shared printer from a print server over to its DirectIP equivalent. From that point forward, all of the management of your printers now takes place from this administration console. For example, let's say that you need to rename some of your printers because you changed your naming convention, or you need to update port information because you moved printers around and some of them are on new subnets, or you need to update some drivers. By signing into the admin console and visiting the General, Port, and Drivers tab, you can make those changes to the printer and it will automatically replicate that change out to the environment, so every workstation that has that printer installed, it is now automatically updated. So now that we know how to manage some of the general settings of the printers, what about printer deployments? Using the Printer's Deploy tab, you can create deployment assignments based on existing Active Directory criteria, such as the user, computer, and group, an IP address range or subnet, which with this deployment, as a user moves around, they will receive a printer if they're in the range, and it will automatically remove the printer when they leave. Hostname deployments, MAC address deployments, and advanced group deployments where you can set specific rules that need to be met before they get the printer. For example, they need to be part of an Active Directory group as well as part of a specific IP address range before that printer is deployed to them. One of the greatest things about these deployments is they don't use scripts or GPOs, so there's no impact on your login times. The Status tab of the printer will let you see and monitor the printer's status using SNMP. If you'd rather not monitor this all the time, you can use the Alerts tab to create and schedule alerts. So by clicking the Add button, give it a name, choose what you would like to be alerted on, and choose who would receive that alert, whether that's your help desk or the system administrator. From the Printer's Queue tab, you can keep an eye on all print jobs that are happening in real time, as well as who's printing them, what they're printing, and what size it is. And if there's any stuck jobs, you can select that job from this Queue tab and hit Delete, which will then clear it from that end user's queue. Under the Tools tab, you have your reports, which are found under Tools, Reports, Print Job Records. With these reports, you can get an overview of everything that's going on in your environment using charts and graphs, as well as granular reports to let you see who's printing, what they're printing, and when they're printing. You can schedule these reports so that they come on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, monthly, quarterly, or even yearly, and it can come in the format of a CSV or a PDF. If you'd like to keep track of how much printing is costing you, you can use the Print Job Costs section, and you can cite costs per printer, per page, any criteria you would like, so now you know how much it is costing you each time a user prints their documents. Some of the advanced print management features found within Printer Installer include its pull printing and mobile printing. With its pull printing, you can either set certain printers as secure so that they hold the job until the user is ready to release it from that specific printer, or you can create a pull print queue so that it automatically holds the job, and when the user is ready to print, they can release that job to a printer of their choice. In either case, when they're ready to release, they just need to simply use one of the releasing mechanisms to get their print job. That can be a badge or card reader at the printer, an embedded control panel release for supported printers, or a browser-based release which can happen from their mobile device. They just bring up a web portal, sign in with their AD credentials, and they can release their job at the printer they're standing in front of. With the mobile printing, Printer Installer supports native mobile printing from iOS and Android devices, meaning no application needs to be installed. As a user prints, it can either be automatically dumped into the pull printing system, so their mobile print job is held until they're ready to release it to a printer of their choice, or the user can define a printer as a mobile printer, and anytime they print, it'll automatically release it to that printer they had picked. Another supported form of mobile printing is email printing. A user can email their print job or an attachment to a specific email address that can drop the job into the pull printing system, or they can do a direct email print. This can be done by sending an email with an attachment to the printer's specific email address assigned to it. Once that's done, it will automatically process and print out that job at that specific printer. By now, you're probably thinking this is incredible, all of these features that come with Printer Installer, and I don't need a print server. But what does that mean if the server goes offline? The good news is, Printer Installer is not a print server, so if it were to go offline, all of your printing would still continue as normal. Your end users wouldn't see anything happen at all, other than their documents are still continuing to print. Therefore, when you inject Printer Installer into your environment, you're now giving yourself high availability with your printing. As I mentioned at the beginning of this demonstration, PrinterLogic also offers a SaaS version of this solution called Printer Cloud, and the great news is it also comes in a multi-tenant form. So let's take a look at that right now. With PrinterLogic's customer management portal, you're provided with a multi-tenant solution that will allow you to manage all of your customers' instances of Printer Cloud. So, on the left-hand side, you have a folder structure that will allow you to organize your customers, and each one of these represents their instance. You can sign into each one of their instances by clicking on the link over here on the right-hand side. Once you're in their instance, you have complete management of their printing environment, just as you did with Printer Installer, but now it's from a SaaS model with Printer Cloud.